Now let's begin styling this out. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to go inside this article, give this article a class name of border and border dash slate dash 200. Okay, so it has a border. I don't know whether you can see it. And then right inside here, we're going to say rounded dash large. Okay, so the article is going to have a rounded border. And then I'm going to go inside this image right here, give this image a class name of rounded dash top, which is going to make the image rounded just on the top. Okay, and then I want to go inside this I want to go inside this one, but it is a fragment, so let me give it a section so that I can style it. And I'm going to give this section a class name of grid, right? Grid and grid, oops, grid dash calls dash 1 with a gap of 5. And what should happen is I should close this out. So what should happen is this should be separated just a bit. There we go. Do you see it? I don't know whether you can see it, so let me increase the border to slate 300. Okay, yeah, that's much more visible. And then what I want to happen is I want to go inside this div which houses all of these articles, right? And then inside this div I want to give this a class name of padding all round of 5, so that everything moves inwards just like that. Very simple, very nice. And then we are going to go inside this first article. This article is going to have a class name of flex, which is going to take these names here. There we go. And then I'm going to say items dash center and justify dash start. Okay, and then I'm going to go inside this image, give this image a class name of margin on the right of 3, and then I want to say width of 14 and rounded of large. Oh no, rounded of 2XL. Let's see how that looks. And there we go. Okay, fantastic. And then in the user.name, we're going to style this a bit differently. So I'm going to give this a class name of font dash bold and text dash slate dash 700. Okay, let me see how this looks. That looks fine. And then in this second one for the date, I'm going to give this a class name of, and you know what, instead of having default class names for all of this, I can just do it once in my CSS file. So let me go inside my CSS file, and right below the body here, I want to access the paragraph and the line height and the list item, sorry, so that I can give this a line height of 1.8. And then I want to access the paragraph once again and give it a custom class. So I'm going to say at apply from Tailwind and apply text slate dash 500 for everything inside here. And you know what, for the list items as well, really. So let me just put list on top, change this to 600, make it just a bit darker. Okay, there we go. And then what I want to happen is I want to go back inside here. Okay, and I want to access this h2, and it's not actually an h2, it's an anchor tag. So this one right here, and I want to style it differently. So I want to give this a class name of not flex really, but font dash bold, text dash 3XL, and then when you hover over it, I want the text to be indigo dash, let's say 700. Let's see, so that this happens. Would you look at this? Okay, fantastic. And then now what I want to happen is I want to go inside this first article, this one right here, and I want to say margin bottom of 5, pushed away from the text right there. And then I want to go inside the second article, give this a class name of margin bottom of 5, pushed away from this one, okay. And then I want to go inside this article, give this a custom class name of margin bottom of 5, pushed away from this one, okay, from these ones. And then there's no fourth article, so there's no need to add a margin bottom on this one. Oh, sorry, I mean there's no fifth article, so I don't need to add a margin bottom on this one. Okay, and then now let's go into, where is it? Right inside the description here, give this a class name of margin top of 5 to push away from this text. There we go. Would you look at this? Would you look at that? And then now we can style the tags. So inside here, we can just style the list items, give this a class name of bg slate dash 100, padding on the x of 1 and rounded dash large. And then when you hover over it, then I want the bg to be slate dash 200. And then let's add a cursor of pointer, because we're going to make them clickable. And let's see, where is it? This isn't really visible. Let's change it to 200, and then let's change this to 300. Okay, so that we're going to have this. Now what I want to happen is, let's see. What I want to happen is I want these tags to be list items. So I'm going to go inside the UL, give this a class name of flex and items-center, items-center and justify-start. And then for smaller screens, these tags might be too many where they're going to overflow over the device width. So what I want to happen is I want to add a flex wrap of wrap so that when they reach the end of the screen, then they're going to go into the next line. So an example would be probably like this one if you had a smaller screen. So what I want to do is inside this list item, I want to add a margin right of 2 and a margin bottom of 2. Okay. And we're going to have that. That's looking fantastic. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and style these icons. Let's go ahead inside this list item and inside this list item. I'm going to give this a class name of text-small, make it smaller. Okay, and then I'm going to say flex. So display flex, and then items-center and justify-start. Okay, and then I'm going to go inside these icons, give this a class name of margin right of 2 or of 1. I think 1 should be fine. Okay, fantastic. And then I'm going to go inside this UL, give this a class name of flex, so that now they go side by side right there. And then what I want to do is inside this first list item, I want to give this a class name of margin right of 3 to push away from the second one right there. Fantastic. Fantastic. And then now finally I can go inside this article. Remember, this article houses this UL as well as this paragraph. So I'm going to go inside this article, give this a class name of flex and item center and justify between. We should take this to the end right there. And then I want this text to be smaller. So inside this paragraph, give this a class name of text-small. And there we go. Would you look at that? Looking fantastic. Now, the next that I want to do is, let's see, what do we need to do? Oh, remember we added a custom class of max width. That's why it's already responsive even on larger screens. So the next that I want to do is we're going to introduce our pagination, right? And just to show that this is working, if you click on this, it's going to take you to the article. And I've just remembered that I need to add the click event on the image as well, on the cover image. So let me do that. So let's go into the cover image, which is right here. We're going to grab this and we're going to place it inside an href. So a href equals to, this is going to be going to the URL. I want the target, I want it to open a new page. So I'm going to set the target equals to _blank with a rel of no referrer. Okay. And then close this out and then paste in our image. Fantastic. And this should now be clickable. There we go. Look at that. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and let's build our pagination.